Alright everybody, we're on our way to training camp for the New York Jets. As we discussed in our training camp preview video, we are on our way to camp here on this Saturday, July 27th. And we'll document what has happened here on this first day of practice that's open to the public. Of course, the Jets have had 2 days of training camp in the books so far already. So let's get on the road and see what happens. Alright people, so we have now arrived here at Jets training camp. We have to take a shuttle bus over to the practice facility, which is right across the street here in Florham Park, New Jersey. And when the practice is over, I will come back here and we'll talk about what we saw. So let's get ready, folks. It's time for some football. Alright, we're making our way over to where we fans are allowed to stand, and thinking about this, it's now, for me anyway, 23 seasons of this crazy ass nonsense with this team. But if you asked me in the late 90s, early 2000s, said, hey, I used to run into these people, say, oh, I've been a fan for 25 so years, and I was like, man, that's a long time. Well, here we are. It's been 23 seasons. Wow. Okay, so the practice started with both the starters and the backups in each end zone, really going through snapping drills as they're just trying to get the day started. They would do that for about a good 10-15 minutes to start the practice on Saturday. And then both units would break off. You would have the special teams. You'll see their photos coming up here. As the special teams would then focus on snapping drills themselves. The offense would then move off into the other practice field, and they would do some mechanical drills as well on the other practice field. And this all before they came back for a scrimmage. For the most part,
Sam Darnold looked pretty good. He had a very strong arm, had a couple of nice passes, but as we saw a little later on, he did have a couple of bad passes, a couple passes that were intercepted, but overall had a pretty good performance. But really, the running game was really something to watch throughout the course of this scrimmage that took place on Saturday morning. Soon the starters will take a break. You see Henry Anderson, number 96, Leonard Williams, number 92, on the sideline taking a breather. Then you see Jamal Adams and head coach Adam Gase having a conversation as the backups would come in. There you see the Jets' backup quarterback, Trevor Siemian. He's under center, and he took a few snaps. Wasn't that all that impressive, had a couple nice throws, but if I had to say, really there was nothing that really stood out from the backup group. It was really all about the starters here on Saturday. The starters would then return, and then we saw a couple of more great runs. Here, this one from Ty Montgomery. Jets would finish the day with some 7-on-7 drills and some defensive skill drills to end the morning. All right, everybody, Michael Cohen here with you on Sports Talk Nation. We are leaving Jets camp after the completion of today's practice. It's about a 2.5-hour practice, very thorough practice. A few thoughts that I have after watching the practice, a little bit of a mini scrimmage today. First thought I have is the defense looked really good, especially in the secondary. Now, this was a concern I had going into camp, as I mentioned in the last video, but secondary looked good. They had a couple of turnovers that they forced, picked by Tremaine Johnson. Arthur Morlott also had an interception of Sam Darnold, so the defense looked good today. Running game looked really strong for the Jets in the offensive side of the ball, as Trenton Cannon, Ty Montgomery, and Le'Veon Bell all got into the action, all ran the football extremely well this afternoon. So you have to like that. From the passing game standpoint, there were some concerns. There were some good moments. There were some bad moments. The good moments, Darnold's arm looks really, really strong. Looks stronger than it did last year. He had some nice throws. Had a nice pass to Robbie Anderson down the sideline for a completion. Had a nice throw to Ty Montgomery down the middle of the field as he was getting some pressured, and he also had some coverage on Ty Montgomery as well. He threw it a nice seam right down the middle. A couple bad throws. The interception, obviously, the Tremaine Johnson. He threw it right into his hands. And then in a 7-on-7 drill, threw the interception to Arthur Morlett. So kind of a mixed bag today for Darnold, for that matter. But overall, you have to like what you see from the running game on the offense. You have to like what you see from the defense. Front seven looks really, really big. Obviously, in these kind of drills, you're not going to have a lot of contact, so you're not going to see a lot of people get hit in these kind of drills, especially nowadays. But overall, a very solid practice. I thought from the Jets, there are a lot of areas where they need to improve. Remember, this is only the third day of camp for this team, so we got a long way to go before we get to the regular season, and of course, get through the preseason, get through the regular season as well. So that will wrap it up here, folks. I want to thank you all for joining us. Remember to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/OpenMicProgram, and also on Twitter @OpenMicNJ, as well as liking and subscribing right here on the Sports Talk Nation, your home for everything New York, New Jersey sports.